Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another Pickled Dragon Unscripted. We have with us, as always, the lovely, talented Dracoya, painter of miniatures, destroyer of worlds. I, myself, am coming to you straight from Valhalla to report the news.
We've not been drinking.
No, not at all. Never.
All right.
Okay. So, um, we reported the other day the news of the WotC layoffs and reorganization of the corporate reorganization, and we, there have been a number of things that have all happened at the same time, with Chris Perkins being moved out of his dev role, and um, and of course the layoffs. But uh, there was something else that happened recently that was reported on, and we didn't
WotC
really.
has been making so many changes, guys.
Yeah.
So many changes. And I don't know about you guys. I don't know about y'all nerds, but I'm not big on change.
Well, yeah, it's every time there's a big change at WotC, one of the things they generally do, whether they're announcing a new version of a game or they're doing an overhaul of something, they usually unload all of their changes all at once. So, like, they can get all the shock out of the way all at once. And one of those things was the basically WotC taking over control of the rules committee for the hugely popular uh,
Magic the
commander
Gathering.
rules for Magic the Gathering. And, we don't normally talk about Magic the Gathering, but in light of all the changes that are going on, we thought it was interesting to add to the heap, to the
I
big
like Magic the
pile.
Gathering personally. I used to play back in the day. I did some competitions like back in the day. I was pretty damn good. I had this killer deck. I had this killer card that just would always annihilate my enemies. It was a good time. And I'm glad I got out before WotC completely wrecked it. Because since I've gotten out, they have done nothing but like expand card after card after card after card. I mean, there have been news reports about people being so upset about the amount of card packs that they just keep unleashing. And it's gotten to the point where keeping up with this game is financially not great, you know?
Yeah. I mean, but this is their billion-dollar baby. This is their billion-dollar IP right here. And so they're going to do everything they can to control it, to bring it in, and just like they did by when they axed Dragon Magazine and Dungeon Magazine, just like when they attempted to do with the OGL scandal. This rules committee were really the ones that were instrumental in creating the format, in creating the rules, and making it what it is today.
Right.
And now the rules committee say, the actual people say, hey, we are willingly turning it over because they're getting death threats after banning 4 cards. And banning any card affects its value, right? Like
Yeah.
like it might be worth $100 and now it's worth $30 or whatever, because you can't use it anymore.
Yeah.
But I would wager, I mean, I would wager that happens every time they have banned a card or changed the format or done something to upend, someone's deck.
Yes,
And
I could almost guarantee you I am not the only nerd that dislikes change. And yeah, I remember when my MasterCard got banned. It was a big deal for me. So I can only imagine what other people might be feeling.
and so that's why I'm like a little skeptical when they say they're doing it, you know, as of their own free will. They're turning over the reins of their own free will to you know
Yeah, I doubt it.
so
Because Because if they were doing it of their own free will, then we wouldn't have this story that we have right here.
Yeah, so we have this fancy schmancy story. Um, Let me just share that with you guys. We got right here. We got this cool story where they're trying to create a new rules committee that are under the thumb of WotC.
Yep.
You see that they want these applicants to sign a surviving non-disparagement clause to join, and what that means is that for the life of the signer, for the life of the member of this committee, they may never do anything or say anything that would disparage or bring you know uh
Any
bring
negative impact upon WotC or Magic the Gathering.
correct.
And I don't know about what you guys, but this seems pretty unconstitutional, to me.
I don't
Um,
know. We need a lawyer.
we really do need a lawyer on this channel. Where's our lawyer viewer?
I'm
Reach
sure
out to
there's
us.
one out there.
We will have you up here. But anyway, it seems unconstitutional to me. It seems immoral. It also seems sketchy as because I'm like, okay, what is it that you are having these people do that is so bad that you now have to have it in writing? They are not allowed to say anything bad about you or Magic the Gathering. What are you having these people do? Right? It's
Right.
just, you got to wonder.
And it might actually be, WotC's always been about control. They want to control their IP. And now that they have these Microsoft people at the head who come from a world where the source code for their games and whatnot is proprietary. So in
Right.
other words, you know, the 5e rules, the idea that the 5e rules are just open to the world to make games is like, it's completely anathema to them. They don't have a clue as to why that is a thing, and I think that's
Yeah.
where the OGL crisis came from. Is you have these people who came in from software development and they're like, no, these are your rules, we own them, it's us. But they definitely seem to want to control their IP, which, I mean,
They have
with
that
with their
right.
billion-dollar baby, you could bet. But think about all of the internal leaks and that came out during the OGL crisis. I mean, they were raked over the coals during that time, and so it makes perfect sense that they would want to like control anybody, especially when it comes to this big cash cow of theirs. They ban cards not just because they want to balance the game, but because they want to sell more cards.
Yeah. You can
And that's the
bet your
only
ass
way
that
they can continue making money.
for every card that they're banning, they probably have two more that they're planning.
Oh, yeah. So here are the cards. Nito. I mean, that's really not part of the situation that we're discussing. Are the cards themselves? It's more about the clause that they want these guys and gals to sign.
Yeah,
Um,
it's sketchy, WotC. You are becoming the evil corporation that we're going to read about on like creepypasta.
Wait a minute, becoming or
Okay. You've already become, it's like you and Disney, man, like right up there. When I want like some cool, creepy Halloween stories this weekend, I'm gonna be listening to some creepy stories about how WotC had me and my entire family killed, and then Disney and the evil like things that are happening at their parks with I don't know satanic rituals like that. Okay, clearly this is I don't know. I've been
it's
drinking.
kind of off the rails. Yeah, I don't know how else to describe this other than like this is kind of typical WotC, really. I mean, um, it it's we're going to see a lot of changes, I would say, in the coming weeks, especially with the new announcements of the reorg, and I think all of it. is probably all intertwined together. It's all interrelated. Um, so
WotC is falling apart.
yeah, they will not. They will not have a seat in Valhalla waiting for them. Just FYI.
But they will have a seat on the next creepy pasta scary stories.
All right. All right. All right, guys. So let us know what you think. You know, what's WotC up to? We want to hear your most weird conspiracy theory tying together layoffs and Chris Perkins and Magic the Gathering mixed with a strong dose of scotch.
Yes.
But like, comment, subscribe, please. And as always, Dracoya.
Come back and have another round on us.
Woohoo!